Was no fluke. Let's see how they went earlier this afternoon.
So all in readiness, just about, for the start of the game. The players will come together and welcome each other, and then we'll be just about set for a start. And Rick China, coached by the ex-Korean Kim Chung-bak, and pretty much, as we said, aiming for better things. As we just look through the list of players, Ni Ya Lee, considered the best goalkeeper in the world without doubt, and she obviously is a key for the Chinese. And Ma Yi-bo, very strong player through the midfield, and something to look forward to there. And as we said, they're pretty much a largely unknown quantity this year.
Well, yeah, their performances up until now have been problematic, but the Netherlands, on the other hand, have been more consistent.
Maj Donna's a striker, a 29-year-old, best in the European Nations Cup recently, and debuted in 1994. And her favourite sports moment, I see, is the 1996 Atlanta Dutch gold in men's volleyball. So I think I know where she's wanting to go with this team.
Yes, they've been pretenders, second in the last two World Championships, 2 bronze medals the last 2 Olympic Games. The Dutch would be wanting to go further in Athens, and this is, of course, an important stepping stone.
Jan Nichols and Inke Woolley, the umpires this afternoon. The Dutch with first possession. Just a little look there at the Dutch coach, Mark Lammers. And immediately going to the air, the Dutch, that'll go over the end. Will be a free hit to China, so Chinese immediately with some possession. They've got a very strong defence. You'd expect that that's what they'll be looking to do, just weight the numbers behind the ball, Rick.
They're a fast-breaking team. They counter-attack, and we saw a pretty aggressive press there by the Dutch, but it was broken by the ball over the top from China.
Zhao Guangfeng awarded the free hit there, and China again. Somewhat haphazard the first few moments of this game. We've gone 7 or 8 minutes, and neither side got any superiority through the midfield.
It really is cat and mouse, isn't it?
And this is what you talk about, Rick. They're just taking their time from the back, and that's the time they want. No pressure this time from the Chinese, content to sit back. Skeepstra over the ball.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the game is. You wait for an opportunity to make the interception that should have been made there, missed by the Chinese player. Now here's a breakaway.
The Dutch push through the middle to Donnas. Just pulled out of that and caught one for a trouble. Chinese push forward. We'll keep an eye on Donnas. Just looking at her leg as the Chinese go forward through Chen. And Skeepstra cuts it off, and in the end it's a free, or it's out, was it? So Chen working the ball, slap it into the circle, cut off well by Skeepstra, and another opportunity for the Dutch, and another turnover. Gee, we're keeping account of those. They're hard to keep up with. There's so many of them at the moment. Pushing well into the circle, the Chinese through Tung, and they'll get a long corner.
The Dutch look a bit sluggish to me. I think they've been playing in Europe. The European teams play a much slower tempo, but against China, Australia, Korea, they're going to have a much faster game, and they don't look fitted for the pace for me.
Early call. Chen inside the circle, and a free hit to the Dutch. Comes clear, but again they turn the ball over before they even get out of their own defensive half.
Here's a chance.
Just fallen wide as Skeepstra was quickly onto it, pushed it away, back towards halfway for the Dutch.
Of course, the interest with the Dutch team for us in Australia is that Alison Annan is the manager of this team. On the team sheet, she's down as manager. She's really assistant coach, but if they put her down as manager, that allows her to sit on the bench. I think that's the deal there. And a really great Australian player managing the Dutch team when perhaps she still has some playing days left in her. A bit of a tragedy, really.
Just short of a 30th birthday, isn't she?
Just short of a 30th birthday. Player of the year the last 2 years in Holland.
Yep.
So they can recognise her quality.
Here the Dutch breaking forward. Again, just their skills letting them down. Mulder again. I'll start it from halfway. This is Van Gieselsen. Skeepstra. They go back to start again. Bungard. Skopman, and it's becoming awfully predictable. They just send it back to Skeepstra to start again.
They don't have the quality in the middle of the field to break away there, and I think that's one of the problems.
Smubbers almost will be rewarded with a free hit, so here's their opportunity. Quickly into the circle, and, well, off the foot was the ruling. I don't think it was necessarily agreed with by Mulder.
I think Mulder was a bit unlucky there. Efke Mulder, of course, has come back into the team late because of the injury of DeMello, but she has played 30 or 40 internationals.
And Kessel looking for the 1-2 at the edge of the circle. Chinese working hard to get it away. Chen did so, but only briefly. Now the Chinese, their opportunity to take possession, set up and build. They'll try and come across to this side of the park. They've got a little bit of space to work with, but the Dutch pushing hard. Cheng, number 5, moving it back inside. And then the ball going forward. Error again from Zhao Wang Feng.
And not quite the craft to finish that play. That's the thing that China have to improve. They have to get better at penetrating these other teams and just having that little bit of finish. That'll make the difference to this Chinese team.
Oh, there's a finish, or there's an opportunity. It's in! Oh, great start for China. Zhou Li-ha. And just coming off the keeper and bobbling into the back of the net. An excellent start.
There's the ball. She mishits it, just dribbles in. I don't think it was touched by anybody else. The Dutch player may have got a touch on it, but it's her goal. And she'd be very, very happy with that. Zhou. And she's one of the new players in the team. It'll give her a great deal of confidence. Didn't play in the World Cup last year.
We saw this in the first match of the tournament, where the Argentinians looked to dominate for the first quarter hour, and then they conceded a goal. Brought the match alive.
The Dutch haven't looked good. They've looked sluggish to me, and it's showing.
And they break again, and here's another opportunity for China. The reverse hit just missing, and the keeper did very well. Sinigat clearing the ball, a couple of excellent shots coming in there from the Chinese, and all of a sudden they look so dangerous.
Well, that really was a much better chance, perhaps, than it turned out to be. A good, solid play by Sinica. She is a very good goalkeeper. Large and fills the goal. She makes it very difficult. There's Zhang. He wants them to go forward.
A little bit of a collision there. And player being called out for it too, the Dutch player. Carrez given a green card. Just crashing into the back of her opponent. And China work the ball back through the middle again, and then out to Chen. Chen Zhaosha. Ball just taken off her, but wasn't really going too far. Koyman in there with the interception. Now they get an opportunity to break. A ball across the circle now would be dangerous. It's inside the circle. The Dutch working hard, just want to get the ball out of there. And there was a situation China may have been able to capitalise on. Good work in going forward, wasn't it?
You get the impression that the Chinese just were a little bit reticent there. That really was a great chance, and one or two hesitations was the difference between that being a goal shot and cleared by the Dutch. But they're certainly making the breaks.
And we'll get another card here. Just
There's
another
the
look.
chance, and the ball just spilt free. And I wonder whether or not that Chinese player had been committed to it. Might have made something of that.
Fu Barong was the player there in question, just going through the circle, and a green card there for Chen. Well, they've taken one good opportunity.
Kim Young back there again, boisterous on the bench.
Given that he needs an interpreter to talk to the players, you wonder why he'd be yelling out to them.
I think he knows how to shout.
just the right instructions. Forward, back, stop. China, again, interesting attack. This is Tang on the edge of the circle, just about. Ball pushed away from her by Skeepstra. So a long corner again. China just driving the ball inside. Don't think that hit anybody. That was a clash of sticks. In the end, it'll be a free hit at the top of the circle for the Dutch.
And of course, Boomgaard physically came across there. She's pretty tough. Here's an interception.
Oh, a chance, wasn't it? That wasn't the best of flicks in the air, was it? China, though, push forward again. Zhao moving the ball inside the circle.
And really a great opportunity. A little bit of polish there. It's always needed.
For China, again, receiving the turnover on halfway. De Bruin just clears for the Dutch and then follows up looking for the 1-2. Goes back to Skeepstra. In the middle of the park, they've got a couple of players free, but they opt to spread the ball wide. Boomgaard. Now the turnover, dangerous again. If they do, yes they do. So now it's a 3-on-3 at the top of the circle. Zhao, just couldn't get the shot in.
And they really needed much too much time. A great opportunity, but they don't have the finish there. It's disappointing because that was a great opportunity there, at least to get a shot on goal, but they took too long.
As you say, it's about the only area of the game that they are slow to react. The rest of the time, as you said, they just attack with waves from the back.
Here it is, and here's a great opportunity now. This ball needs to go quickly, but she allows the defender to close it down.
The Dutch working from the back, almost down to the 5-minute mark in this half. And the Dutch get an opportunity to attack over on the right. Just look at that.
Here you see the penetrations, 5 to China, 1 to the Netherlands, and I think that reflects what we've seen so far in this first 30 minutes. And unusual for the Dutch not to have made a shot on goal in 30 minutes of hockey.
Almost extraordinary, isn't it? Von Gieshuizen was rewarded there with a free hit. It's inside the circle. Could have come off a foot, and then a big slap came in. Koymans, was it, or Mulder? It was wide in any case, and only just so. Came off a...
Well, it must have got a deflection. Surprising to hit the ball wide from there. That was a great chance. There the ball falls. And it's Efke Mulder, and really I think it hit Nali. It's a great save.
Schmabers gives it back to Snooks. Now they go all the way back. Just over a minute to go in the first half. Not a lot of time. But the Dutch intent on taking their time. Scottman down the line. Mulder. Perhaps their most dangerous forward in this first half, Mulder.
They'd be looking for a hard ball in here. They've only got seconds to go, but a corner is important. Mulder's done well.
Oh, there was a missed opportunity to try and flick that ball, as you suggest, quickly across the goal face.
Or
perhaps
into a foot.
Into a foot, yes, perhaps looking for that penalty corner. Will they get one more opportunity? That'll be a free hit. Then Kessel awarded the free hit.
This will be hit hard, I suspect.
Right you are, and nobody touched it, or did they? They did. The keeper, Nia Lee, just got a foot on the ball. Just pushing it across to the other side of the ground, so this Donners, she'd love to make an impression on this match. She hasn't really so far.
Very brave leaving that ball to go across the face by Nia Lee. That could have been very dangerous.
And that'll bring an end to the first half, you'd think. No, they turn it over again. Another opportunity just wide from the Dutch. And that does bring an end to the first half. And a pretty entertaining game, this one. It's certainly slow to start off through the midfield. But at half-time, it's the Chinese who lead the Netherlands 1-0. So the Dutch moving back towards halfway.
I've already mentioned that China aren't so good at finishing. Now, I think the other area where perhaps they lack is they do get anxious and nervous in this situation. They're leading, they're playing pretty well, but they're the sort of team who will perhaps try and defend this lead, and that perhaps they don't have the mental toughness sometimes in this sort of situation.
And here's a chance for Donners in space that she hasn't seen like in this match. Oh, good ball into the middle and well saved by Ni-Ya-Li down in front of the oncoming player. And that was some of the quality of Donners, and the delivery was pretty good as well. Now she'll have another opportunity if they wheel the ball to her. Instead, Ni-Ya-Li, another great save. Bump there from Van der Vaart coming in. So all of a sudden the Dutch are alive and they look like they can score from the field.
Van der Vaart, of course, is a dangerous midfielder who can break through in there. Her shot was relatively easily saved by Ni-Ya-Li, but it showed what can happen. And there's a lift in the tone, I think, from the Netherlands, but I think the other thing that's happening, as I said, China get nervous. Here's the ball across from Donners, and brilliant goalkeeping really by Ni-Ya-Li. Efke Mulder couldn't have done much better than she did.
You detect some little frustration there for Mark Lammers, the coach.
Yes, I think he's a bit happier. He's happier with what's happening. He'd like a score.
China, the aerial path didn't quite work.
Really, they are camped in their defence now, China, and they haven't been able to retain possession. The ball keeps coming back at them. If this continues, then the sort of turnaround that we suspected could happen will occur.
Seems inevitable, although they're breaking now. Oh, good ball on the edge of the circle. And that might be a penalty corner. It is. Just off the foot of the Dutch defender.
Well, the ball just bouncing across the circle there. There we see the shot from the Chinese player. It's blocked by Skeepstrip. It's just bouncing, and Shopman just kicks it. Can't handle it. There's no doubt about the decision. And of course, the first corner of the game, Ma has come up. She's very dangerous. She can hit the ball very hard. They have other options. And so this is a situation which could put China back in the ascendancy.
And a good penalty taken, and in the end just lifted, unfortunately, for China. Fu Barong was the one who eventually took the shot after they faked to go to Chen Jiao Sha.
There's the ball, the dummy hit, it's gone left, and the shot was lifted. Correct decision by the umpire, no doubt about that.
China almost into the circle again.
The first 10 minutes of this half were good for Netherlands, but they couldn't finish, and now China camped in the Netherlands half. This is where they wanted.
Zhao Wangfang couldn't get it off, but in the end it was off a Chinese foot, so a free hit will come the way of the Dutch, and they'll get another opportunity. They trail 1-0, that goal coming in the 14th minute of the first half through Zhao. Well done, and well worked forward by the Dutch. Comes forward to Donners. Works it across, still not able to get the penetration, and that's come off a foot as well. So it'll be the free hit on the edge of the circle to the Dutch.
And again, they'll be looking for the tip in.
That's the way they go. Ni-Ya-Li has put it in herself. No. It'll be a long corner.
The ball hit from outside the circle, not touched by anyone inside the circle, so no problem for Ni-Ya-Li, but lots of anxiety amongst the crowd.
The Dutch come forward again. It's starting to get dangerous for them. Look at that clock, counting down under 14 minutes. They trail 1-0. The only goal in this match coming after 14 minutes in the first half.
Much more urgency about the Dutch now.
You can really see it climb, can't you? Donners on the edge of the circle. Should get a shot away here, just to the right.
There's her shot wide. She's working hard, but the Chinese are holding out. Here's Donners.
They need something from Donners. Pushes hard. She's awarded the free hit. Umpire played advantage, and then Donners looked up when she was dispossessed. She's over the ball again now, looking for something special. Gets another free hit. The offence is coming thick and fast from the Chinese defenders. Donners pushes the ball, gets it back immediately, working hard. Now here she goes. Oh, she's created her own path, and yet Ni Ali just kicked the ball away. Still in the danger area. Ni Ali, brilliantly well done. Von Ginhusen gets the shot in, but Ni Ali was good enough to deflect. Get another look at that one in a moment. And finally, it'll be a free hit to China.
The Chinese defender's looking tired, and there Donners goes right through. Ni Ali saves easy, but this is the good save. Van Ginhusen whacks it, and fantastic work there by Ni Ali, and she really has been the difference in this second half.
And her reputation is she is the best keeper in the world. Whilst we question how much she knew about a shot that went in and she saved in the first half from the Dutch, there's no question about that one. It was a very good save. And now at the other end, China has a penalty corner, just the second of the match.
And really a bit of an agricultural tackle there. De Bruin, or I think it's De Bruin, yeah. And she interfered with the Chinese player. No question about that. The counter-attack, this could take the pressure off China because they're looking very tired at the back. The last couple of moments we've seen a couple of very good chances for the Netherlands because of that fatigue. But they need to defend this corner if they're going to stay in the game.
Chen Zhao Shah lining up there, and she's my pick to take this shot. They just stop it, and there she goes, and almost in.
Oh my God. That ball deflected up into a Chinese player. Should have been another corner. I think the umpires are now
Conferring over it, aren't they?
conferring over it.
And long corner, in fact. Now, said under 10 minutes to go. 1-0 China. Number 4 side in the world. China up against the number 2 ranked Dutch. Right across the circle. Here's an opportunity. Perhaps no. And Van Kessel was interfered with.
Well, the Chinese were annoyed because they think it came off a stick. The player was on the ground. Umpire, there's Coach Kim, he's nonplussed. And there's the effort. Yes, it was off the stick. Clearly not a corner. And unfortunately, these situations are so important, and an umpiring error can change the game.
You see there.
Great opportunity for the Netherlands.
Chen Zhao Shah just questioning the decision, and at the other end, China didn't get what Rick Charlesworth certainly thought was another penalty corner. Pushed, China defend well. Ni Ali didn't know much about that, and in the end received good support. Might have been Huang who got in there, just pushed the ball out.
I think it was Ma on the line.
In fact, you're right, it was. Just a couple of minutes left. Now it becomes just about all-out attack if you're trailing by 1-0, and that's what the Dutch are. And Van Kessel out on the far side. And Ginhusen through the middle, looking to penetrate. They just can't get access to the goal circle at the moment. This time they do. The free hit on the edge. Chinese back off 5 yards, and Donners comes in, says, I'll take it.
And moves it 5 yards forward.
Didn't notice that. Umpire letter. In the end, it's gone wide. No, long corner. And here's where it gets very interesting. Another free hit. And, well, that one went the way of the Chinese, and they'd be very happy with that result.
Well, just a minute left, and China need field position. They need the ball at the other end.
Just a scramble there, and
Scramble in the circle.
ruled it came off a Dutch stick, I guess, and lifted, and all that ball forward almost found Carrez, and she was in a bit of space. And that would have been a real manna from heaven for the Dutch. Probably, on the balance of things, been out-bustled by the Chinese today. Mulder moving towards the circle, shut down by the Chinese. Ma Yi-bo was the player in there, and they'll get this one final fling, perhaps. They work the ball into the circle, and China works it out again. Well done. Van der Vaart was the player taking it in, quickly takes the free hit too. Now Skeepstra, a long way from defence where she's been all the match, just looking for that last-minute goal, and they get a penalty corner, and this will be the last play of the match. They will, of course, play on until the penalty corner is complete, and we're about to hear the siren to signal time is up.
Well, Skeepstra did her best there. She ran to the back line, back onto her leg. Well done, and now a chance. Siren's gone, game's over, but there's still a chance for the Netherlands. And so many times we see in this situation a goal scored. Can they make the stop correctly?
Dinhusen is going to push the ball in. This is where you don't want the ball to bobble. And the Dutch put on a play. In the end, it's come off a foot. And the umpire has seen that. It's come off a Chinese foot. They get another penalty corner.
We'll have a look here. The ball's knocked. Well, it's a bit hard to tell whether it's going in or not. I think it was probably missing, but it's another corner.
Here we go again. Out it comes. This time they go with the flick and over the top. And what does the umpire say? That's the end of the match. What a way to finish. And already game 2 of the Champions Trophy tournament in Sydney, and we've got a bit of an upset. China, unbelievably, 1-0. What a great finish to the game too. 1-0 for China over the Netherlands.
Well, I think that's right, as Neil Cross described it, an upset because the